Hey friends, so excited that you're here with me today. Cannot wait to show you this. So we're going to speed this up super fast and we're going to put together this vintage cottage from Honeybee Stamps. Honeybee Stamps has so many cool layering dies, and if that is not your jam, that's okay. I get it. But it is 100% my jam. I love putting together these cool layering dies to have this phenomenal finished product. It's kind of like, if you don't like traveling, for those of you who maybe are like, I'm never going to do one of these dies. Let me put it to you this way. If you don't like traveling, but you love going somewhere new, the process to get there has to happen. You know what I'm saying? So cutting all the little pieces, coloring them all, I actually enjoy that process. But if that is not a process you enjoy, you can just look at it like I have to do this part to get to the end result, which is amazing. I think a lot of people get intimidated by these dies that have a whole bunch of little pieces, and I'm here to tell you, you do not need to be intimidated. They provide that layering guide that I showed you in the front of this video, the beginning of this video, and that's all you need. Literally all you need. And then you're set. It gives you step by step, piece by piece, how to put things together, and you don't have to guess at all. Now, you could die cut everything that you see me using here today in colors, in color cardstock. I choose to die cut it in white and color it with Copics. Sometimes I ink blend, and every once in a while I will die cut in solid color cardstock. But for the most part, I actually enjoy the process of coloring it all and then paper piecing it all. This is very enjoyable to me. I put on my shows and I sit and do this. So if this is not something that you think you would enjoy, I'm just going to tell you to try it once. Pick a die that you think you would really like, maybe one that doesn't have quite so many pieces, and try it out. Now let's talk a little bit about this particular die as we get it all put together and we put the wisteria on the cottage. This is a French country cottage. That's what this reminds me of. We're in France somewhere, and it is just this beautiful little cottage. And out front, I'm able to sit with my cup of coffee and have a beautiful cup of coffee and a Parisian pastry and just soak in life. I would probably be there with my two best friends. We did use this burlap embossing folder to create this little background here. I did not want to do anything in the background to distract from the little house, the little cottage. So I kept it super simple by just giving some texture to that white cardstock. Then we're going to use the It Is Well stamp set and dies, and we are going to stamp a beautiful sentiment and add it to the front of this card using foam tape. And we're going to add some twine in there and embellishments as well. So for me, when I was creating this, I was thinking of, a really fun French countryside vacation and enjoying a coffee and pastries. And then I also thought of the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast, because it kind of reminds me of a whimsical place where Belle from Beauty and the Beast would have lived. I don't know. It's just sweet and romantic and just a beautiful die. I really love it. Now, this die is from Honeybee's last release, and they have a brand new release coming out tomorrow. So it'll be available in the evening, and I think it's called Sawdust and Saddles, or Saddles and Sawdust. I can't remember which. But it is everything my little heart beats for. I mean, country, western, just that really beautiful, fun feel. There's a Highland cow. There's a Longhorn. I mean, come on. There's a Texas Longhorn lovely layer. Can I just tell you? There's so many beautiful products. So if you love the die I'm showing you today, my recommendation is to go purchase it tomorrow when the new release comes out, because there might be something from the new release that you want as well. There are links. There is a link below the video that features all the products I used on today's video. So you can go grab any of that if you want to just shop today and you're not worried about the new release tomorrow. But but I really wanted to give you a heads up on the new release. Here, I'm just using some linen thread to tie around this because I really felt like it needed an element to kind of anchor everything together, that sentiment and the house. And this worked out perfectly. So let's have a little bit of story chat. This video is not very long, and unfortunately it was one of those videos that was either going to be like an hour long or like, 15 minutes long, because I had to speed up so much of the assembly of the house and the coloring. The story time I have for you today is nothing overly spectacular, except that it is to me, I guess I should say. I got to spend some time with my friends, my two best friends, this past weekend, and we went to this really cute little coffee shop in a place called Fair Oaks. And they had French pastries there, as it is. There was Parisian pastries available. We did not have one. I ended up having a chocolate mousse. But the first thing I ate was a beautiful hollandaise sauce over the top of eggs. As we know, eggs Benedict. And it was delicious. We all had something super yummy and tasty. We were all starving by the time we made it to brunch. So we devoured all of our food. And then we each had a dessert, and we sat for 5 hours and chatted on these chairs outside of this cute little bistro, and we had the best time. And if you don't have a friend in your life like that, where you can just sit and chit chat the day away, you have to get one. You have to get a friend like that, because I came away from that feeling so full. Like my cup was just so full. These two ladies have been in my life for over 20 years. And they're what I call my grown-up friends because I met them as an adult where I worked. And we have remained friends ever since. We try to take a trip together once a year, and we meet for either coffee, lunch, dinner, something like that once a month. At least we always try to. We try really hard to make that a priority. And we're all just going through different phases of life, all three of us. And we get together and we just share and we talk and we laugh and we just have such a good time. So these two friends, I almost don't know what I would do without them. Like, I don't even know how life functions without them in it at this point, because they are my confidants and they're just the best people. They're just good people, and they make me laugh. And that's the best part of it all. So anyway, we were sitting in front of this little bistro. We were having our coffee and we were having our food and then dessert, and we got there at 11:30, and at 3:30, I guess we were there for 4 hours. Anyway, at 3:30 in the afternoon, the guy who owns the place came out and said, "Girls, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here." And we started laughing, and he's like, "I am tired. I am ready to go home and go to bed." So it's a bistro that opens fairly early in the morning because they serve coffee and pastries and stuff. And then they close fairly early during the day. So they actually close at 3:00. And by this time it was like 3:30. So he was done with us. He was like, "I need to bring my chairs inside." He's like, "You can sit on this bench out here, but I gotta go." And so we were like, okay, well, I guess our time here is done. So we packed our stuff up, and got our purses and whatnot, and we headed out. And when I got home, I had a text message from my friend Laura, who is so funny. She's one of the funniest people I know. You know how there's certain people that you just find really hysterical, even if other people don't necessarily think they're that funny? You know what I'm talking about? She's that person for me. I just think everything she says is funny. I don't even know why. There's no particular reason. She's just funny to me. And my husband thinks she's funny, but not like I do. He's always like, "I don't get it. What's funny about that?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's just the way she says it." And she's definitely one of my closest friends ever. And so Anyway, I get home and she had sent us both a text saying, well, ladies, we shut the place down at 3 a.m. or something like that. And so we all had a really good chuckle because, of course, we're in our mid 40s, early 50s. My friend Milena has just turned 50 this last year. And so we had a really good chuckle because, of course, we have not shut a place down, meaning a bar, a club, in 20 years, right? So we had a really good laugh about that. And so now we have been saying that we shut a place down. We're so cool and young that we closed a place down. So here on the card, I'm going to grab my pastel pearls. I started to put rhinestones on, and then I just really felt like they were too blingy. If you notice with this card, with the cottage, I really tried to keep all the colors very muted. The Copic markers that I used for the bushes were a YG 61 and 63, so they're a nice soft light tone. And then the house is a BG 78, 75, and 72. Everything's very muted. So I didn't want to come in with a really bright, blingy embellishment. So all of it worked out beautifully. I absolutely love this stamp set. It as well. It's such a good stamp set. And honestly, you could use this for any sentiment, couldn't you? Like, may God bless your home can go for just about anything except maybe a birthday. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in and catching up with me. And I will catch you again very, very soon. And we'll shut the club down together, all right? Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.